Hello, my name is Brian Patrick. I am an IronSpeed MVP, and in this short video, I'm going to show you how to get IronSpeed to send you an email whenever a record is updated or added to your database. I've gone ahead and I've created a very simple application based on one of my tables in my database. This particular one happens to be a schools table. I've created 3 pages. One is just a simple show table, and then I've added an edit record and an add record to this table, to this application. I can run it very simple, something you probably do every day. It has a simple edit record. And what I want to do is I want to get IronSpeed to email me this record with the new data once it's been modified. Okay. So first of all, what we need to do is go ahead and obviously have access to an SMTP server or an email server that allows you to send email out. I've gone ahead and I've signed up for a SendGrid account, which is a popular email-based SMTP service. And I go ahead and I can come in here into IronSpeed and configure those settings. This is simply SendGrid, and you can get this from your service provider. I got my username and password that allows me to send emails, and I can send me a test email, and sure enough, make sure that works first. And that once I have that working, I should be able to have IronSpeed send me a page with a record on it when it's been modified. Okay. So the first thing we need to do is we need to create a blank page in IronSpeed that we want it to send me. This will be the content page that we want IronSpeed to send as the email body to us. Okay, I'm going to select one that's called email page. And what that is, that's kind of a simplified master page that doesn't have a lot of the JavaScript and functionality on it that most IronSpeed has. That way, the simpler your email page is, the easier it will be to open in your email program. Okay, so I'm going to create an email page. Let's go ahead and I'll give it a name. So create one called my page. Let's go ahead and change that. And we're going to go ahead and call that email record page. This will be our page that we want to send us. Now what I want to do is I want to go ahead and populate that page, and I'm going to go ahead and do a record control. That'll be a schools record control, which is our table, and it'll send me that record when the record's been added or modified. So if I go to my toolbox, I can scroll down to my report for an unrelated table, and I'm going to scroll down to my schools table, drag it. And what I want to do is I want to do an email printable record. That's the simplest record type that they have. So it's not an editable record, it's just a simple printable, it's a show record, no overhead with JavaScript editing fields and things like that. Okay. So the important thing that I need to know is that this record control is expecting an ID of a record to display, and I need to know what parameter that IronSpeed is expecting me to pass it to this page in order for it to display the proper record. So if I go to my SQL query for my schools record control, what I can do is I can go in here and open up the SQL query, and I can see that IronSpeed is expecting a parameter called schools, and that'll be the parameter that it wants with the ID of the record to display and send in the body of my email. Okay. Now I could go in there and clean up this record control, make it look all pretty, but for right now, I'm just going to leave it as the IronSpeed generated it. Okay. So what I want IronSpeed to do is I want it to go ahead and email me this page when a record is either added or edited. So first of all, let's build our application. And this is an important first step, or else it's not going to be able to find this page when we go to tell IronSpeed to email it. So we want to build this page first. Then let's go back to our edit record page. And what we want to do is we want to have IronSpeed email me that page when they save a record. So if I go down and I drill down to my buttons panel, go to my save button, and then go over to my properties panel. If you look under button actions, there's a option called send email. Right now I have 0 configured. If I click on the little dot, I can come over here and I can configure it to send multiple emails when this record is edited. So what I've done is on the save button, I'm configuring the send email wizard to send me emails when the record is updated. Okay. So first of all, I want to say I want to update the current record because this will be the one that was just saved. And here's where we can say who it's from. So right now I'll just say it's from notify@mycompany.com. This will be the email address that it's sent from, and then you can do the display name, and we'll say just notify will be the name. Okay, we want to say who it's to, and for right now I'll just go ahead and send it to myself. Now you could send it to a value of a control on the page. So if you had like somebody's email address, you have a field to say, send me a notification who you want it sent to. You could have a field control on your page and send it to that person, or a field name, a field value that's in the record that was just saved. But for now, I'm just going to send it to myself. And that's pretty much all I need to do on this page. So now here's the important page where the multiple selections are, where you want to go ahead and have some questions about. Right now, here's the subject of the email. We're going to say a record was modified. Okay, and there's two types of ways to send an email. You can either send a text with substitution variables, and this would be a plain text email, and you could go in there and say whatever you want, just a simple text verbiage, and then replace some variables with parameters. With values from the field that was from the record that was just saved. But what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and send a page that we just created. Okay, so we're going to send a web page. We're going to browse down to our page we just created. Okay. And now remember, we looked before and we saw that it was expecting us to pass a parameter for it with a record ID. So we need to add that to our email. Remember, it was looking for one called schools. And then what we want to pass it is we want to pass it the primary key of the record that was just saved. And that's pretty much all we have to do. Next, finish, and we're done. That's it. Now, if we want to do it on the add record page, we do the exact same thing. We could go to our add schools page, drill down to our save button, and configure it exactly the same way. Right now, I'm just going to do the edit page, the edit schools page. But on the add page, you can do the exact same thing. Add the email notification. You get an email whenever a record was added to your database. Okay. Let's go ahead and run this and see if it works. Okay, so here's our simple show table. We're going to take this first record and edit it. Okay, so here's a record, and what we're going to change this magnet. We'll change it from no to yes. Just something really, really simple, just to show that we have changed something in our record. This is the school name, and we're going to save it, and it should send us an email with that record that was just saved. And sure enough, it did. Here is the record that it just sent me. You'll see, remember, we had the name that we wanted to send from, the email address that it was sent from, and here's the record that we created. Okay. Remember, we didn't clean it up anyway. We just took a very simple show record that we did for our schools table, and it opens up in our email program. Okay. Once again, this has been a very simple introduction on how to send an email when a record has been updated or added to your database. My name is Brian Patrick. Thank you for watching.